happened during the week, we've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Political Roundtable, where Nigeria comes to talk. In a nation where every decision matters,
the first subsidy is gone.
Where the powerful write the rules and break them without consequence, one program dares to ask the tough questions. No filters, no fear, just facts, insights, and the real issues shaping Nigeria's future.
When you talk about corruption killing the country, we need to be sure we are really intentional about fixing the problem.
And people are still making excuses.
From the corridors of power to the voices on the street,
There's some truth you can't hide. We are
of everyday Nigerians. Fuhad Saheed and a powerhouse team of fiction and ask the questions others will not.
A lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8, be heard. Political Roundtable.
Fantastic conversations.
Great to see you again. The intersections is good.
Think fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
In a nation where every decision matters,
the first subsidy is gone.
where the powerful write the rules and break them, and the real issues shaping Nigeria's future, of power to the voices on the high-stake politics to the struggles of everyday Nigerians. Saheed and a powerhouse team of sharp political analysts, unapologetic not.
A lot has happened during the week. We've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Political Roundtable, your front row seat to the debates that define the nation. Be informed, be engaged, be heard. Political Roundtable, where... In a nation where every decision matters,
The first subsidy is gone.
where the powerful write the rules and break them without consequence, one program dares to ask the tough questions. No filters, no fear, just facts, insights, and the real issues shaping Nigeria's future.
When you talk about
To the voices on the street,
There's some truth you can't hide. We are all hungry. And we are not fighting government. We are just begging you. Help us.
from high-stake politics to the struggles of everyday Nigerians.
We want decent job creation. There are no jobs in this country.
This is where the truth comes out. Join the bold and unapologetic politics, policies, expose contradiction, and ask the questions others will not.
A lot has happened during the week. We've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of... All right, it's time for Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Saheed Fuhad, and it's a beautiful evening to discuss politics, discuss nation building, international politics for now. Major developments also from the United States of America. The Supreme Court of the United States ruling against Trump's tariff. Major global development, if you ask me, because if it has to what will be with Trump and his tariff as a tool for subversion, for coercion, and for what you can even call international intimidation, because he wants to get at you for anything. He tells you, I'm going to impose global village, and if the world power, the world's most powerful nation, does anything, of course, there's a council polls were held yesterday. The results are out. To the APC, and I think one went to the PDP. The ADC did not have a very good showing, if you ask me, and Lɪᴠᴇ ADC was supposed to be tested in this particular election, but it appears that the ADC is here to make a remarkable impact as we approach the 2027 election. There will be a test in other off-cycle elections that are to come before 2027, but one thing that was noticeable, very noticeable, Minister of the FCT, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, election observers, CSOs, the opposition have questioned to him gathered by the people. He's not the governor of the FCT. The law does not say even the governor of the state is not allowed. The issue of voter apathy, EL-RUFAI, Malam Nasir EL-RUFAI, two Malams fighting themselves. Malam Nasir EL-RUFAI, Malam Nurudeen Adegbengro. At each other's truth, one's political allies, political friends, almost like saying that, look, personal ambition, what are the issues? We're going to go back towards the relationship. During Jonathan's regime, what were their political situation? Tinubu. Maybe going into history will give us a better idea. Assess the issues. We're also going to talk about the political travels. The political is dragging him. He has a case in court with the DSS. Will survive. Some are saying, we'll look at all of these issues, and I'm sure my analysts will help us get a better insight on this particular issue. And finally, Abia has a lot that is happening. Governor Otti, we've seen the chiefs of staff to the president visit Abia State consistently. They have been dealing with the possibility of that happening. I've announced the suspension of congresses in Abia State. Analysts have said that, look, they are only waiting for the governor to take over the political structure of the state. And so that, and then he can somehow build a structure. In Kano, it is said that the situation is a 60-40 thing. 60% of the party structure goes to the governor, while 40% is retained by the APC members the governor is meeting in the state. So we look at all of these issues. I'm sure we're going to have a very brilliant conversation this evening. It is w.mainlandfm.com. I'm sure by 7:30 we'll open the phone line. Just 1 hour ago, you landed in the country from Kigali. It's really commendable. I want to thank you so very much for committing to the show.
Everyone. And then also to get feedback from the listeners. So
and I think we also have to,
I enjoyed
we have to also commend the sometimes some of them even go into the personal DM or by Mr. Kurtis Nurudeen to say, oh, hope you're going to be on the show. So I think that's the feedback that keeps us going on the show. And we appreciate all our listeners, all our fans.
Roundtable in the month of Ramadan.
Yeah, it's a Ramadan and Lent.
The period of the Lent. So for those people that is a journey between you and God. Not that you have to impose your own personal religion or something, or fight over it.
Yes.
You know, when a friend, I told a friend, when we're talking about why they don't want to.
So let it go before we go. Apple before we go.
Those ones that they are.
God, he has his own ways of sending us. He's been busy actually, but he's back on the show, and it's my pleasure to have you on the show this evening.
Yeah, it was, but I didn't miss the show. Well, I'll ensure that I listen. They don't want
the APC chairman. They want
to sit down to listen. Is it politics to serve the people or
serve themselves?
To serve yourself? So the security men in Ondo State, especially the CB, I think is seriously trying his best, but our politicians,
they will always
I think the AIG zone, the AIG zone to now DIG always share this mic.
He's not on his way to retirement. As soon as they get to DIG now, this man has before you 10 years. So
that's DIG
retired. Almost all of them.
The man is very lucky. The IGP.
We are still waiting for him to act like a tiger and a lion.
Not hungry. Antelope can be passing.
So with the level of insecurity,
he's still hungry. Yes, now it's only when you talk of soldier ant that if you near.
Like he said, lions don't kill if they're not hungry.
They're not hungry. So
IGP in Nigeria has any incentive to perform.
There's really nothing to push them to perform.
What now?
Look, so long as you are in the good book
of the appointment.
Okay, like when he came in, did anybody tell him that, okay, you know what, before we appoint you, what we have seen now is that every week there are 50 kidnappings, and 10 of them ends up in death and all that. No, there's nothing like that
at all.
You understand? So, in fact, you hear the president say,
I'm
directing the IG. What about him?
With what Folorunsho said, me, I raise up my hand.
What he's saying is that
I understand.
Nobody gets a matching order if it's
if
I don't have
appointments as sensitive and important as they are.
I was following up situations in Nigeria. Talked about the fact that Nigeria deliberately exited borrowing so much. To anybody in government, they tell you that the ratio of GDP to our debt.
GDP also look at your corruption index, because again, it's not just about you having the opportunity to borrow more. What are you borrowing for?
It's how the leader manages his team. I was talking to a friend on our flight back from Kigali. You couldn't. It's difficult for anyone to believe that in 1995 you had to visit a memorial site where 250,000 bodies were buried.
Mass burial.
Converted into a memorial site now where, and you know the funny thing is about framing. Now on one side you talk to a Hutu in Kinshasa. It tells you there were 2 genocides, but only one
was reported.
Talking about one was not reported. And currently, I'm talking on is that, and this is why I keep saying that with leaders, countries can rise or fall.
Leadership matters always.
It's built the country. They have a system. People can move around freely. Anywhere you go, you see Indians, you see Lebanese, and all of these people. Let's say 3,000 feet from the departure, you have an office. You are also passed through scanner.
Yeah.
Okay, and once you are clear to go, the distance.
So not checking here.
And that process took me less than 5 minutes. In the country there, I'm also told them.
So, what happened, and what do you think what are the implications for?
Use tariffs
as a tool,
punitive tool against anyone who disagrees with him. And what is the tariffs all about? If you disagree with the United States, Trump says, okay, whatever America is importing from your country, we have a 25% or 30%,
just even 50%,
100%, and the cost of goods and services in America went up drastically. So Americans themselves have been complaining, and there are those also in the Congress. The power has been cut today. Has 3 liberal judges are 3: Elena Kagan, Sotomayor, and then Ketanji and Sotomayor and Kagan. If Mary Garland was allowed by the Army Colonel Barr, which was put Clarence Thomas and Robert, as well as Alito Jr. So these are the 9 justices.
Yeah.
Now, out of these 9 justices, So Trump had hoped that when this matter came before them, they were still going to Negosich, Colonel Barrett, Ketanji Brown, Elena Kagan, Sotomayor
against Trump's tariff
to strike down the tariffs. The power of the president to impose tariffs. It's called a judgment disgraceful.
Yeah. It's called them all manner of names. Yeah.
But judgment don't go.
The funny thing is that those justices, they are for life.
Yes, and there's nothing you can do. In fact, even for Brett Kavanaugh, the only reason why he disagreed with that judgment was because he said he didn't know how.
Judges that stand for something.
That's what it is.
Irrespective whether they stand for something, despite their apology to the Trump, the president party, but they are after the country.
Well, we hope that one day we'll get to a point where our institutions, for example, the National Assembly barrister.
No.
Yes.
There's nothing in our laws that says justices can't be independent,
or the legislatures can't. Yeah.
This is why we keep saying that people are so much in love with government jobs because of the free money they make from these jobs. And they know that when they leave that job, they might not be able to find something else. Right. We saw that happen in Kenya with Obama's father, who challenged Arap Moi. And they had to lose everything. So, but in the United States, for instance, you can disagree with the president, and you still be able to find your feet. In fact, there's a popular joke that the late former president, Ronald Reagan, used to tell. He said one day he was with his aides. One of them happened to be a Russian, the other one is an American. And the American banged the table and said, Mr. President, what you are doing to the American people is unacceptable.
The Russian will look at it.
He said, unfortunately, my Russian colleague cannot do it. No, the Russian colleague said, no, I can do it. He also banged the table and said, Mr. President, what you are doing to Russia is not good.
So
he couldn't say to the
American president. So
it's the same thing.
At least it's the same thing.
I think they stand for something.
Let's talk about our local issues. Again, we'll keep our eyes on what is happening in the US, because again, I keep saying it. No country is isolated from whatever the US.
No.
Affecting every nation of the world. The APC has done very well. There were elections in Abuja. There was election in Kano.
Rivers.
And then in Rivers. And from the results so far, I think they took 5. The PDP.
It's a proxy of APC.
So if it's still a proxy of the APC, so we can still say it is APC.
It's just to give credibility to them.
Well, logistics. Well, I think generally there have not really been too much complaints about the path. They brought in wrong beavers, but generally observers have said that look, well, INEC needs to fix it, 1 or 2 issues, but it was not really a bad outing. But generally there was voter apathy. That it was just people reluctantly coming to vote. I'm coming, barrister. In fact, we saw videos of people playing football. People did not really care. So there was visible. Some political parties had questioned the reason for declaring the curfew. And when a politician who has got interest in an election moves around during an election, Barrister Kurtis, you know what that means. He was moving from one place. People are, in fact, CSOs have questioned it. Observers have questioned on which.
Okay, so first and foremost, I hope we understand that Abuja is the bellwether of our electoral process, and it's also the precursor to when they will win an election and claim credibility.
So something has to happen.
Abuja is the bellwether, the melting point of all Nigeria. Not too good in Abuja. But when I know it doesn't really matter. It was in this studio. The constitution belongs to us. We can amend it and say, you know what? Let's not waste scarce resources on any election.
Because we are going to be spending close to 1 trillion.
There's no need.
1 trillion.
Why don't you just say, you know what? You are returned automatically. You don't amend the law to stay put. And we'll save ourselves this hassles. Right now, a lot of people have made up their mind. Even those who came out. They came strange. And that worries me for
TVCO. But I must sell my vote. I will not vote until they give me money.
Exactly.
And she said she's not.
When you go around, you tell people, they say, look, these people that you are seeing, you don't see them. After you vote for them, nothing comes to you. Your children cannot go. You grab what you can grab while they are here with you. That has become the attitude of our people. Well, is that right? It's for you to judge. But that is their own assessment of the situation. And can the politicians change that? No, there's nothing in the horizon to show that they can change that. So that we're going to have that with us for a long time. So that's the reason why there's apathy. People didn't want to waste their time because they know the outcome already. Now, number 2, why was the FCT minister moving around? The FCT minister is sitting on the stool of Mr. President. If it's Mr. President's wish and direction,
for him to move around,
directive that for him to move, he can move around. However, this cost Boris Johnson is living in breach. But of course, the FCT minister is above our law. A man who says, I will say, again, was it not on Sunday that I pretended to be the firefighter? Because the truth of the matter is that it keeps both parties on their toes. And it makes me understand that you can't
fight this guy.
You can't fight this
without
guy.
me.
Without
my support.
So now, what did he do that we have this so quiet atmosphere that we have?
In fact, the State House of Assembly has suspended the impeachment process.
All the president did was to call Fubara and Wike together. I said, look, I don't want this anymore. And they came out and said, the father of the nation has spoken.
So what did he tell them?
So what that is a choice for the FCT minister to remain a minister in Abuja or go back to Rivers State as a private citizen and fight the governor. That message was clear of the minister. He knew something was coming. So that's why you see what is happening. Now, if the FCT minister is in charge of Abuja and he does that on behalf of the president, is a PDP.
He's a member of the PDP.
He's a member of the PDP.
A faction of the PDP.
It's not hidden there. He's a member of the PDP. But we know that he's working for the APC.
APC, yeah.
So that's exactly what you see there. But I have, and those who stood for election in Abuja are people who may, why the governor's course, why the governor in Lagos couldn't deliver the coming to 20. You saw that in Enugu, for instance. In Enugu, I think the president scored about 5,000 votes.
It was a landslide.
From Enugu?
Yeah.
But what happened? Umba won his election.
PDP.
Even against the Labour Party candidate that was favored by Obi.
So there was something about Barr that was
he was able to build his own political structure and then inherited the local
scenario.
Scenario may have also played out. But we are not to send out a clear statement that in 2020.
Okay, this about Nurudeen, the ADC in Abuja to campaign.
El-RUFAI
campaigned briefly before. Nowhere. They don't have the political potency. So really, politics, everything is local. So it might just be that the APC got it right with their choice of candidates. It might not necessarily be that, well, for the presidential election, there will be that impact. But generally, the performance of the ADC so far, especially in these Abuja area council elections.
Well, if you say the election is as a political position in Abuja, it's now ADC.
Yes, but she wasn't able to do anything for the
one
party.
Thing there is one way or the other, we can't use this Abuja election. The party just have a life, not quite long, when the finding their feet one way or the processes. And we could be seeing another police officers on duty to even collect. Then another thing again is this. If the law in Abuja, and we have IG in Abuja, we have a lot of DIG, we have a lot
and there was a lot of police deployment.
And you could see that minister rules. You cannot move around.
He himself, on behalf of the president, because when he declared, people have said, look,
there is no law that say president can move around on the day of election. I don't see it.
So the question is, who could have stopped Wike from? I'll go back to your office.
What, you remember?
Well,
the election that brought Abia and come in Abeokuta.
So, but
let me give you another one.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of examples is that if there are no rules, what it means is that
are you sure
in 2027 we are going to see a lot of governors
moving around.
Say that if you are wake up in the morning,
yes,
and then the chicken,
you just see chicken.
We don't get it for night.
Because who could have stopped Wike from moving around?
The one who could have stopped Wike is Mr. President, and he gave him the go ahead to move. I think one thing people don't understand about this president. I saw something the Jadeonju saying, if you were Tinubu, won't you sign a law that helps you on the Electoral Act, that go and become president and don't do something to support yourself. The senators labored about. Wasn't necessary in the first place. You know why?
Why?
Because the EC
8A. Good.
Now, the transmission
is
actually you publishing that original result.
Take that paper, ordinary paper.
Online.
It's not as if the result will still not have been done.
So
the collation.
If transmission is not from anywhere, you don't need the one you used to mutilate. When you cannot transmit.
Yes.
And that's what Igini was saying. That when they made the rule about if a man does not have
thumbs to do incidence form,
it became the default mode.
Everybody in that community did not have thumb.
Yes, no.
So now
and somebody said, "Oh, what if people give the?" I said, "Look, when it comes to even the issue of hacking and cyber safety,
look. Let me tell you, see, what happened is going to give birth to either a boy or a girl.
Can be more than that.
Can be any. And then they said, okay, as soon as that child is giving birth, the child has been born.
No,
the child is already there.
So why put that proviso in the first place?
So you understand what I'm saying?
That this thing, the beavers itself had been
transmit results.
Yes,
it's available.
No, what they will say is that
we have the.
I've seen people argue that
those who are
still running,
but they're still running. So you can't use that. I think this. I think right to do so according to the argument. If you are in Tinubu's position, you'd have done the same thing. That's fine. Let the country move on that way. At the end of the day, it's for all of us. The country, the kind of country we build, is the kind of country we're going to live in.
Another answer being reported by, I'm afraid, the police officers. Do you know that a particular polling unit, they stone a particular chief of staff or whatever, or to somebody? In fact, there is one particular. You know how our security operatives are going to how they are going to react, because one thing there is this: Nigeria, as much as we normally react, that is why we are begging the security operatives and we are begging the high neck. Politicians will do their own. We know politicians will want to rig. Politicians, if they don't.
But by Kurtis Adigba and Joseph, now let's take it this way. Wrong for him to move around, going around. For example, the EFCC blew out air. We're going to be on ground. Anybody that wants to do anything, we know that one of the things politicians do when they move around, for example, is they move cash around.
No, they offload.
They offload. As they move around, they offload to their foot soldiers. And what they offload, where nobody's going to rein anybody in. So far, you are for the ruling party. So once you are a governor in the ruling party, you have the resources, you can move around. Once you are a senator, you are for the ruling of what is going to happen if politicians are able to move around during the election. We are just wasting our time.
I think what you are talking of move around. I listened to President Wike. Okay, let me not Minister Wike. Okay. He said, please vote. The other one, leave it for us. Just go to it. You say one statement. It's what the person did not say when he's saying what he's saying. You understand? Can he decode the other so that tomorrow when we now say only? I think I've said it here. There's need for people who are very close happening now. Maybe if the president may come back, when the president come back in another 4 years, he may do later or become an activist to be saying something that is not normal. Then the other one is, I think, and you are now moving around.
You cannot lead by example.
With this apology to any ruling. In fact, it's even an offense. They will dictate. Frank. We can even go with military to be moving around. There's nothing you can do about it.
Let me tell you what I think my country.
When Ghana have forgotten it.
No, look. Why can't they, as of today, there's no confidence in the process, and I've chosen not to vote. Why are you restricting me at home? Why are you saying I must? And the desperation.
The place.
People leave offices to cast their vote
and come back to their office.
Even in the UK, in some African countries here. So this whole idea about
based on our reality. The last election, we all covered it.
Yes.
And I saw reporting from one polling unit to one polling unit. And suddenly I saw an old friend who has become one of the allies. You know, when we say ally, with a lot of boys.
Yeah.
So he is a unit. That anywhere they see that, it seems that the voting is not going the way of the someone.
That's a simple question. What they were doing, were they motivated by?
Of course, no politicians are motivated them to do that. Yes.
No ally will stand up on his own and go and do that.
Yes, now.
He has to be paid
by
the people or not. They just want to stay in power, use the resources. This kind of politicians with this kind
desperate
of
mentality, yeah.
You are going
win
to
at all costs.
Polling booths around Sulere, another area, 6 ago, where someone expressed anger and displeasure over to checkmate them. There are some of them, the new party registration, and that is dangerous for 2027.
Oh, so is it?
but Oga Fuhad,
is it not democracy? Is it about choice?
Oga Fuhad, one of the last elections, I don't know what the security carried, and immediately they said that we are journalists. It become like, because we know that so they carry something that is so sensitive. If it is not money, they will in fact, the way they were talking, even despite that they branded vehicle. So what I'm saying is this: the people that can deliver this for us to build this democratic system, which should be in their favor first. You understand? Not Joseph politician first.
The security forces you are talking about, and how he has been extremely favored by the president. Look, even if we are going to be judging by his performances,
yes,
the reality on ground has not shown that. Look, he's even close to a cat. Because my own fear, Nurudeen, is that look, if security operatives cannot even stop politicians from moving around, can they?
Even in this room, we are being naive.
Okay.
And I will tell you, if you can,
it's deliberate.
If you can send a policeman to the
people raise the gun up
with violent allies around
to disrupt the process, snatch ballot boxes, it will maim people and all that, and that is when you choose to carry policemen without guns.
With honor.
And you talk to the policeman, they say, there's nothing
I can do.
There's nothing I can do here.
The one of yesterday by Kurtis, I said the two police women, they were standing like.
What would they do now?
Because those people that attacked them, they are also police.
Can I tell you something?
And they were looking like this.
They also struggle to share money that politicians bring.
Yes.
To the polling booth.
And jollof rice.
We were the one that pressurized the police officer
to help the woman.
The police has stopped being a non-partial actor in the conduct of our national affairs for over 50 years of our independence.
Remember, yeah.
They were their tools.
Yes,
their tools. You remember Marilyn Noga?
The DSS woman.
Yes.
The DSS woman.
Action woman.
You know, and so again, the police,
policemen are not allowed to carry weapons. They just go there. We deploy them like mere observers. But we also see strategic mounting of strategic
very closer to different polling.
Because, for example, the ones at the polling units don't carry gun. But sometimes you see some deployments.
Yes. Question. Now, what happens if you have multiple police stations on fire? So why don't you keep those that are armed at the station? I mean, those that are armed.
Units, that's
when
what
you
I'm
now
saying.
go to the collation center,
those
ones, the security people there are armed to the teeth.
Yes, now.
So where
the thing is coming from?
Dollars from the bank.
Yes.
You have no security. But where you take it to?
There's security. So what happens from that place to the plane?
You know, for me, I think our normal process do a petition to Panchi for us to go and do something Abeokuta to this Anifowoshe in Ikeja.
Yeah.
Everything, they went to area F, arrived, do all the normal thing. Do you know that a suspect was arrested? 4 suspects were arrested in Anifowoshe. For us coming out of Anifowoshe, it is they have question to ask.
There is another police.
Wait, they came with 3 pickup to stop that operation. That police to police, police and Panchi giving cover for those who. Now this is a business. Make una just do it. These are people that have questionable character. We show that the police in Wema board know that this activity in Nigeria is like, it's a business. Look at the issue of I was in Benue, and during 2000 they can allow us to defend ourselves. We should be able to, at least some of this element that is coming to take our land, take our houses, that we can face them.
And take them down.
That okay, this is just some time before this guy came. Some people will come, official will come.
Are coming to attack,
which means that it's actually the state.
What it means is that look, INEC can only do what they can do. Really, we have to be fair to INEC, even if they are able to transmit real time. If they are deploying, we saw in the last election was voter suppression. It was a battle between residents. You know, again, I think there's even a regulation of INEC that talks about if a ballot box is tampered with, favored parties are losing. I look at the safety. If there's no commitment from the state, by Mr. Kurtis Adigba, to keep everybody safe on election day.
Let me tell you.
What kind of
people don't know? And Nurudeen is party C. And party C is winning the election. And they want party B to win the election. So what they do is they get the supporter invalidate. So they want that the winner that has more. So by the time they want to count again, they say, "Oh, these are double print." No.
So invalid.
They do it. And you see, the reality is that, like I said, it takes a leader.
Because sorry, Basta, sorry to cut it. Because when I saw the resistance of the people in some of these communities, because people stood up to those thugs that no, this is not going to happen in our community.
And what was the outcome?
Well, some of them were able to push these thugs away. In fact, there was one that they destroyed. They said we'll be ready to drive. But what I'm saying is that the only reason why most of these communities were able to repel these guys was that at some point soldiers came in to assist. But but if the state, starting from the president,
they are wealthy people.
The attitude of the current president,
you can't compare. Don't send the wrong message.
No, the president can't do that because he's not sure that he can win the election.
But they've done the campaign.
But I'll tell you something. You see, whether it is INEC or it's the security agencies or whatever you want to describe them, that he wants a free and fair election.
They're going to abide by it.
And that no matter what happens, whether he loses or he wins,
I'll take
that brought me to power. Fundamentally free. Those who alleged couldn't prove
substantially.
Who could?
Yes.
And that's why the result is still there. Nobody wants to use them.
They don't even see them.
Do you understand? So that's the problem.
And in addition, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if he didn't want to go far to the time of Yar'Adua, I think there are some things he can emulate from Muhammad Buhari.
From Buhari.
I know. You can say whatever you want to say about.
But when it comes to election,
he cannot
take that to the bank.
If Buhari were to be an election rigger, Wike would not have had second term as governor.
Yes, in Rivers.
Yeah.
If he was a rigger and was desperate to remove Wike, he would have done it. So, but anyways, Barrister.
But is that...
Remember the last episode we did under the tenure of Muhammadu Buhari before the inauguration. You remember what Fuhad Saheed said? He said he praised that there's not going to be a time we are going to say that we are going to now praise Muhammadu Buhari that he did very well, especially in terms of...
Yes. We said here that this president will never allow state. The APC has to third in the two houses
to happen immediately to happen
and
the states too, yeah.
At the back of his mind, it was one of the things he kept saying.
The state police stepped under him. Maybe if you win second term, functional independence. Because again, yes, ahead for election in 2027. I think stares us in the face, and God help us all. Instead of the EFCC inviting what we have is merely speculative. Yes. Local. Somebody had, and all of that. So people who have said that come out to say yes, and
his arrest.
So he has not come out to confirm that.
He has to confirm that. So, and then two, has he established the fact
that his phone was tapped?
He
has not done that.
There are ways you can find out. Was there a standard device?
Yes.
Because
interfering,
or whatever.
And which device was that? Where did it come from?
We said last week that if it is true that this guy talks about top secret with Brega and Peter,
just the way those ones were misbehaving
Peter,
too.
Who took over?
Speed by which they rushed to go to court.
In fact, even when he came out, he comes out of it because the process is not rigid and rigorous enough. For Southern District of New York was pressured by. I've been a prosecutor for so many years. I don't see. And the woman he hired to take over from him took the two cases to court, and both of them were thrown out.
And was even embarrassed.
He was embarrassed. That's the dent on our career, And this is the kind of thing that we should do in Nigeria. Even when let whoever is giving you that direction that look, do we really have a ground
for going to court? Was his phone even?
Yeah. All the while, what El-RUFAI said is true. He said they got to know that it was RIBADU who gave instruction to the ICPC. When he was now picked, when he refused to honor that, when he refused to be arrested at the airport without a warrant, without another inviting him, and then the DSS or the SSS came into the party too. So you could see, I know about him. El-RUFAI is not human. And he has come out openly to say, look, I'm challenging the 250 million Nigerians alive. If you have any evidence of Nasiru El-RUFAI still as well as minister. Now, when they took him to court for corruption
under
Jonathan, it was because they said he allocated a land to his wife. That was what they said, and the court blasted them, lambasted them. Are you saying this man gave out over 40,000 parcels of land and is not entitled to give his wife one?
Even the one of his wife was even allocated even before he became the minister.
But they rush. But that allocation even happened before he became.
I just conclude. Well,
no, you said it.
I say this man
is the wrong appointment.
What he's doing now, I'm not disappointed, because for me is. If you are talking about where investigation is actually done, we are talking of NS
using a private.
No, we need to define that. He has his as a private. As I'm Joseph. If you make me a minister,
yes,
there is a Joseph.
No, but as the NSA,
there is an NSA. So is it NSA phone that have been tapped or RIBADU? So if you just rush to con and at the end
official of the government,
especially as the NSA.
Nah, but I think here's the problem.
Yes,
sorry.
Effectiveness, yeah.
In fact, this problem started with Obasanjo, who picked RIBADU. RIBADU became commissioner of police before his seniors.
Rapid promotion.
Even while he was in the EFCC, and didn't like the fact that he would go to the National Assembly, he would grant press interviews.
Because his phone would have been
mission projects. Because the current governor of Adamawa, Umaru
Fintiri,
is on his way to the APC. Who did it? It was RIBADU. The president was very effusive in his praises for Nur. In fact, that's when he called him Nurudeen.
He called him full.
They say that the
detained Binance people. What you will say? Let us say Yoruba. Let us even measure the performance of this NSC since he's been appointed.
Did you hear what happened about in Zamfara?
Is this Zamfara? Wait, I'm coming, Joseph.
Okay.
this same NSA, that's why it would be nice to know whether truly his phone was tapped. We need to hear stars. They would drag RIBADU to the court.
Come, Abi. Yes. Is that Barrister?
No, he goes to court.
Because I'm sure Barrister, I'm sure lawyers will ask him. Is that the arrest of EL-RUFAI?
And you know what?
Yes.
When it's in the bus.
Yes.
They will ask him. This is a road to the rabbit hole. It's slippery. And I think they have the wrong customer.
Not even after the participants in this, they are all politicians. But the rules of law.
Joseph Folorunsho, let me ask you a question. We have a national security advisor. And somehow these two guys came in to have a conversation. This is a very serious case. We can't even trust the EFCC to keep these guys with them.
Let it be
not even the police.
Let it be within the ambit of the NSA.
I'm talking about the NSA we are talking about. How one of them escaped.
And they escorted him to mosque
to go and pray.
Jumats.
And then should that NSA still keep his job? Knowing how important.
Yes.
That he should keep his job.
He should keep his job.
That
you're going to build you an imaginary scale.
Okay. To measure him.
And in that imaginary scale, here is loyalty on one side.
And here is performance.
And here is we are looking for his
loyalty.
Then he has to retain his job.
The scale you are using is different from the one of
the issue there is the left.
And gave him Bola Adiola to run for president.
You think so?
If you remember, in
2011. So
then there was then later it was room up front. That didn't work, and then he ended up with cutting a deal with President Jonathan. Of course, you remember. Was the only
but I think that was experiment.
But what we know now, Nigeria, he wants
to
be president.
No, let me. At this point, I want to ask a question. Early unknown, there were people who worked with him. Barrister Kurtis Adigba. There were people who were in his and an unknown, practically unknown Fashola.
I can explain that to you.
I'm coming, sir. Barrister emerged as the choice to support Shashori and all that. At that time, people like the current deputy governor were also in the radar.
Yes.
And then an ambush. That's why you see that even in the political space, there are people who say, "Oh, it was just a DG." No, I'm coming, sir. Do you think you would explain the scenario and then answer this? Understanding what it means to be out of power and to trust a successor who choose a RIBADU as his successor.
Here's the problem with your analysis.
I'm saying yes, but we didn't know him. That's what I'm saying. Look, I think I've seen this
part of Fashola happen as a result of Afikuyemi having problem. People forget that quickly.
Yeah.
That Afikuyemi was his preferred choice. This same Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation, was the one that went through a spanner
in the works of Afikuyemi.
Through a spanner in the works, and the president was confronted with brilliant people. And at the point he felt that having worked with Fashola as deputy chief of staff, because he was deputy chief of staff to Lai Mohammed, and then if he picks Leke Piton and all the others, I mean, excellent or very brilliant minds who could become back. Yeah, he didn't say that. Stay out to say this is the person I want to succeed me.
Yes,
wanting at the back of their mind.
The president would pick him as a successor and will be able to use him. Understand?
Tell you something.
Yes.
Paul Philip, this man is the best for him of a man. Do you understand? You can only project based on what you say now, and we will do everything to assure you that you can trust me. But you need to respond in reality.
So
when you put a child on your shoulder,
it becomes taller than you.
It becomes taller than you, no matter how small the child is. That's power. The governor of Edo has a permanent hype man.
When it comes to choosing a governor in Lagos State, do you agree with me that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then before president, has never fallen for praise singers? I'll tell you. Look, why did Pedro? I'm going back to Lagos and his choices of
I think there's something
successors.
There's something about. You remember that the governor had issues for Lagos State. It was the deputy governor that was going to receive him. From what we heard, the President Obasanjo would say casually, "Where is your governor?" To his governor.
Well, that's what people have said. Allegedly,
allegedly, that's what I'm saying to someone very close to the governor at the time. You know, and so there was a move when Femi Pedro then threw his heart into the ring.
That he wants to become governor.
Yeah,
because we need to.
This is the implication of, if we still go back to NSA office. This is the implication of what we are facing. There are a lot of politicians or a person who have a strong political ambition and call me and say, "Joseph, I want to see." Call him. He will be in that sensitive position. We must, because you want them to be doing the bidding of some political issue.
But let's ask this final question. We'll step
for now.
Yes.
The course is not clear.
No,
but politicians.
That's
not the problem.
As Pierre's INSA successor that will back. Just 1 minute.
It's not sellable in the north.
About
the
president you know. And the choices he has made here, and who were also very loyal, who were strong supporters, brilliant minds, and the people eventually chose to become governors in Lagos. But the question is, do you see him choosing a RIBADU?
No.
Why? 30 seconds.
Because of his antecedents of the kind of person he normally loves to choose. Then 2, tenor. At that time, there lot of
question.
For me, it's yes.
He will choose a RIBADU?
Yes, because the president has always been a bad choice maker.
Yeah.
It shows clearly that the president is a bad choice maker.
Well, he chose Fashola, and people said Fashola did very well.
So what happened between him and Fashola?
But at least he chose
somebody that you say was a dark horse. What happened between him and Namode?
But someone who is looking very fine.
Very fine.
That's why he's still in power.
Yeah, maybe
without any issues.
Maybe it's not.
And he's even lucky that the president is
busy now without any Abuja distraction.
Where his main basket is Lagos.
So would have been in trouble.
When? No, when. This,
no.
I rather use the word when.
Well, I think it's if.
For me, it's
it has to do with the votes.
So, when the if. No, I don't use the if.
So
now,
would you think
for me, it's don't finish your NSA and and God do all that.
All right, 09136000410. Hello, good evening.
This is Gege Joshua.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just take this time to congratulate Wike is in charge in Abuja and is also in charge in Rivers State.
So you like the fact that you won, but Wike was moving around.
Oh,
there was emergency and they called the minister.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You know, as the minister, he's still within his territory. So congratulations to all of them. And again, we have to rate the performance of ADC or Fuhad.
Well done.
Please, maybe we'll have to take a time to analyze their performance.
Now that they didn't do very well. No wala. All right. Thank you, Joshua.
Enjoy your reign.
Hello, good evening.
The honorable Muslim worldwide.
Thank you.
You see, all this political politics. Up now, so Mr. Friend, I do that party. He was not living.
Yes, good evening.
This is Nurudeen Adegbengro of this.
We greet you.
Wonderful night. Nothing you can do. Even if you increase the price to 15%, you have 150 days. 5. They are trying something difficult to. You are taking so better than life. But globally.
Wait now.
Okay, now I'm the president of.
Have you gone to court?
But as far as law is concerned, it's criminal.
The president of Abuja, I'm saying I'm president here.
So they should take me to court because of that.
Government doing everything for other people to do.
Have I taken steps
to become a president?
Have I taken steps to upstage the
admitted to the fact that they tapped his phone. Has he said it?
It's because of
let the court process start now.
After he left here, after he had left 2007, we began.
Let's be so.
Hello,
good evening.
For doing a nice job. My name is Bolaji from Igbo.
Thank you, Mr.
I see Tinubu beyond 2031. Serious.
Beyond 2031.
The way he has happened. African leaders go and watch
beyond 2031. That's scary.
Please put it on note.
What he said.
Yes, God is coming.
God forbid bad thing. Yes.
For the elections that took place in Perth and Kano, to be precise, 3 places, especially in our church is being equal and without playing God. Then for Malam El-RUFAI, as exhibiting some exuberances and forgive him. Please forgive him and let us move on.
Let bygones be bygones. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening,
Good evening.
The interview from Alaba.
Yes.
I agree, but moving around like a ghost, during elections. But it's very funny too. When the president can be a political expert, can be a political way, they can't make it. Good evening.
Everyone.
From Songa, I didn't say everyone in the studio.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Emmanuel.
Plans are suffering under this foreign power like America coming to bomb Nigeria. This is also the will of God. That's what I want to ask.
Whatever we are doing politically, that has not brought good governance.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
My name is Ubieza, calling from about EL-RUFAI. The people calling shows the level of understanding of Nigerians, which is very low. Which is that
that you make a statement that doesn't make
to prove the crime.
To put the NSA under pressure. What he was accused of doing that he did it. Because if you are saying the person tapped your phone, you'll see your affair. Somebody said this.
Let me tell you something, sir. For the mere fact that there is no risk to him whether he performs or is not performing, it's easier for him to come to court and say,
okay, all the best.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Be described.
Hello,
good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. This is Olayola from Nigeria.
Yes.
I just want to talk about food. They just all with them. They just pick only one candidate and then campaign for that one, and that one losing the election. It is mean they are not united as the way people see. So I admit that it tapped into the national what they call it, national security advisor, and you people say that they will still bringing that person into the court to come and be the witness.
Even when somebody admits in the court that he killed someone, the judge will, and that does not mean the fact that he says yes, the prosecutor. So the fact that he said I did so does not mean he has done it.
Somebody tap into it.
Somebody.
So is it somebody
that somebody has to produce that person in the court of law because you already make you already admit that person has anything to agree.
He declared himself president. Why was he arrested? Because the then president felt it was a
You're welcome.
Yes, I just want to appreciate, as I usually do. I've enjoyed the program. We have said everything whole. Is it just about the election? Is the problem? As nothing, you can say it may not happen. It can happen. Thank you.
to change the law.
Where those people are no longer in the National Assembly.
Yeah. You're welcome, sir.
My greetings to Barrister Kurtis at the time, despite because I know the country were found as you guys because it's not easy. So for me, there's one angle that we are not looking at, we are neglecting. Looking at that angle. All they after is that they tapped. What about the consequence of all this? Because he said the truth.
Because that's a kind of evidence why he needed it.
But they've told EL-RUFAI to let the case is that. But what we're saying, look, there are so many. Look,
let
me tell you how the law works.
Okay.
There's a popular case in England where a man set over the man to cover up the fact that he shot the man. Him driving over him.
Okay.
The man was no longer alive in his mind. So the intention to kill the man was not available at that time.
And that was not kill.
Wow.
Law is not
so forget all
the said so on national TV. It does not mean.
So one more thing, please. You see this 2027 election that's coming. Forget they can do all the shenanigans they want to do now. But
really,
sir.
Good evening. Sorry. Please, the last caller.
The democracy has brought us shame, and the political actors, especially in the ruling party, they are playing this thing out. You know that? Did you know that many they couldn't vote in the same polling unit where they used to cast their votes before? Their names were there, and even some they will tell you that it's only 14 people that can vote here. I foresee fight in 2026.
See the little. Some of the messages we can squeeze in before we call it a day on the show. James Nwachi-Ogbonna on Facebook saying, my good people in the studio, I greet you meritoriously, Mr. Fuhad. In less than 1 year from now, the man who won the PDP seat in Abuja Council election will join APC for obvious reasons. I'm sure he's in weak ballot in Abuja Council election, and they didn't put PDP on the ballot in Ekiti, citing two factions. I know that one Bona from Oshodi. So let me just squeeze in this call because Obi has been called. Hello, please turn down the volume of your radio. Hello? Done during the 2023 elections where Atiku and Obi ran differently. As it stands now, only possible strength for opposition is no longer Atiku and Obi. But for you, Oga Fuhad and gentlemen in the studio, kudos to you all for the good job. Father Ebumiosi Moral is saying hello to us. John Bernard Ohi saying good evening, house. Hope your Facebook page will be stable today. I think with on that. Not to it, Temitope Michael is saying it's glaring that the FCT local government election has given us a hint of what we should be expecting in 2027 general election, where we will see voter apathy. We are still encouraging very late just to discourage the people. We also need to watch out for our ministers, governors, senators, members of House of Assembly regulation that the ruling party is ready to follow. Sunday Noah is saying, Babalola Williams is saying, okay, good evening, Mr. Barrister Kurtis. Okay, he's just saying hello to us. The Marital Matters man is here. What do you have for us this evening?
Today is wearing his Afenifere cap
on the wall.
let's paint the security of
the
men.
insecurity.
Let's highlight
They will be lying in their
on the wall.
so let them see, let them not be, let them know that they want to stifle.
So the things that make them insecure in marriage,
everything that they don't want to talk about before
we want the men in marriage
means and how they will hide. Even the ones that tell you that why will a woman not work is a lie. Their insecurities are hidden in the things that they don't tell you. So if you are smart and you have enough eyes,
I would have said I should listen, but now that I say it's only for men who have money, maybe I should not listen.
No, so that you don't die untimely. You have to know what will kill you. So you like it's
no, the one when they find
rich men will listen to you.
Rich man.
All right, this is what we call it.